The Hitman's Bodyguard is the new action comedy starring Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. And in this movie, Ryan Reynolds plays a bodyguard, and he has to transport this hitman, played by Sam Jackson, who he's had some encounters with in the past, to testify against the villain of the movie, Gary Oldman, for stuff he's done and all that fun stuff. But it's really about these two dudes getting along, or trying to get along with each other, and you got all this action stuff happening, and that's how I'm going to describe the movie. But anyway, let's be honest though, if you go see this movie, you go for Ryan Reynolds and Sam Jackson. You don't go for the plot. And this is a very fun movie. This is a very funny movie. It has a lot of action in it. In the last half, I'll get to that in a second. And I think Sam Jackson and Ryan Reynolds have excellent chemistry. They work beautifully together. Their comedy, is perfect. It's timed right. They have just brilliant chemistry. I thought their characters were good for what they needed to be. A lot of the exposition's really clunky for them, but some of it is really good, and it works. Particularly Sam Jackson's backstory. He had a really interesting backstory, I thought. And I don't know, it's just something I had to mention right away. And yeah, the action's a lot of fun. You could see everything that's going on. It's not cut together at 100 miles an hour. It's actually rather gritty for a comedy, because this movie is shot kind of like it is a Summit movie, so they do shoot it kind of like a Twilight movie, which at times can get a little overbearing because there's a lot of lighting exposure. There's too much exposure coming from the windows, from the light, because they'll be okay, so there's gonna be sun beaming in from the windows, and you'll have a character standing in front of a window. The light kind of surrounds that character, and that's just kind of a small nitpick I had. Every once in a while that happened, and I'm I don't know how I feel about that. But side note, but no, the action is overall shot very well. All the action's actually pretty intense. There's a good score. The comedy is really fast, but it works. I actually laughed a decent bit throughout this movie. It is a really funny movie, and the ending I thought was rather funny. The last scene I thought was great way to end it. Anyway, as for problems with the movie, I already stated some. I do think it's actually pretty predictable, but I mean, I wasn't going into this movie expecting shocking twists, so I'm okay with that. It's not really what I expected, honestly. But yeah, as I said, I also think the exposition's a little clunky. It's delivered in such a way, it's yeah, we just want to deliver exposition about these characters, just spout it out. And it does bug me a little, but I got over it. It's not something that's really grating on my nerves or anything. The CGI is also at times pretty bad. Not gonna lie, it does kind of add to the charm of everything, but it's not great. I'll say that much. Some of the writing could have been a little tighter. Just it has some small flaws. It's not a great movie by any means at all. The first half is paced pretty poorly. The first half has some action in it, but it's a pretty slow first half. It builds up to this last half which is just a bunch of action and comedy. The first half has a lot of comedy in it, but it is a slower paced movie. It does try to build these characters up before it gets to the action, which is something I do commend, because usually it's just action. Every once in a while they'll stop to build character. I actually like how this movie kind of so it's a good and bad thing, because the first half is a little slow and just kind of meh, but I do like what it builds up to and how it kind of amounts in the end. So it's not a huge flaw, but it's something I definitely had to nitpick. But yeah, so Hitman's Bodyguard, it's a very solid movie. It's a very solid comedy. It's nothing great. It's not going to win any awards. It's no brilliant masterpiece of comedy, but it is a pretty fun time, and it is what I needed out of it. So I'm going to give The Hitman's Bodyguard a B. It's pretty good. It's simple as that. That's really how to describe this movie. It's a pretty solid movie. It's nothing spectacular, but it's good. So yeah, that's my review for The Hitman's Bodyguard. This weekend I gotta see a bunch of crap. I still gotta see Detroit. Still gotta see Annabelle Creation. I guess that hasn't come out yet, but still. I missed the screening for that, so yeah. And Glass Castle I didn't see. I had passed to see it tonight, but I saw this instead. So I'll see Glass Castle this weekend too. Anyway, so that's my review for The Hitman's Bodyguard. So, peace.